Good morning! Good morning, everybody! Good morning! As you can see, I've got my face mask on, ready for the new easing up. So basically, guys, you know, if you're on public transport, you've got to wear a mask now. So I got this from Bay Threads. So if you're looking for a custom-made mask, that's the place to go, Bay Threads, our friend Alison Ford. So guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Really good to see you this morning. You know, do write your stuff up the side. I can see there's quite a few people here already. This is good. This is good, guys. Do write your comments. We've got a really packed drama club this morning. This morning we have got obviously an interview with Sarah Jane Potts, who is Joseph Milson's wife, and so that's coming up. That's really good. But we're sort of focusing. Last week we set the challenge to write a duologue challenge, and I'm pleased to say that actually I've had several in already. We're going to be discussing those later. But I thought, as it's, you know, we're doing duologues and we're talking about two-handers, the whole morning this morning is all about double acts, and the whole morning this morning is all about, you know, partnerships. So I don't know whether you saw last night, oh my goodness, talking about duologues, there's this fantastic play on BBC One called Staged, which is basically, it's got David Tennant and it's got Michael Sheen. And it's basically what we are trying to do, putting on a play, putting on a show, putting on stuff, getting stuff ready for when we come out of, when they ease it up and we can start meeting. So guys, what I thought we'd do first of all though, we would just have a bit of a warm up. Okay, most of you now would have probably got your, oh, there we go, would have got your packs. There's only a few people who still haven't. And in that you would have got your well-being journal. And basically in here, okay, it's got loads of suggestions how to deal with anxiety, how to cope with just, you know, keeping calm and looking after your own mental health. We did a whole thing on this a few weeks ago, mental well-being. And so we're going to do a couple of breathing exercises this morning, and we're also going to do a bit of leaping around. We're going to do a little bit of a sort of a workout. But if you look on, if you look here, relax your body. If you've got this, most of you guys have got this. If you look on the page, relax your body. This is also a really good way. So not only deep breathing, which we're going to do in a second, we'll do some breathing exercises, but also learning how to relax, lie on the floor and just relax all your muscles and then gradually tense them. And then one by one, going right through your body, tensing and relaxing, tensing, relaxing. It's in your book here, but it's a really good way of making you feel less anxious and making you feel more calm. So we are going to go also, the other great thing, guys, is, ta-da! Quite a few people now have got their iPads. We've actually purchased 10 iPads so that people can access it, and so people can go on Zoom, and so that people can, you know, take part and not feel as isolated. So this week is great. We're going to do a warm up in a minute, and we've got quite a few people who have got their iPads, which we are loaning, Unleashed are loaning, so that guys can actually take part. So if you haven't got yours, there's a few coming out this week. So then we're hoping that we can get everyone up on Zoom and we can do some stuff. So guys, first of all, we are going to do just a couple of breathing exercises, and then we're going to do a little bit of a stretch and shake. Okay. So first of all, okay, I want you to stand up, perhaps off your sofas, shake off any tension. And then we're going to breathe in for 4 through your nose, and then we're going to hold it, and then we're going to breathe out really calmly through your mouth. Okay, so we're going to breathe in for 4. We're going to hold it, and then we're going to breathe out through our mouth. So we're going to stand up, guys. Shake off any tension. We're going to breathe in for 4. Here we go. Hold it, and then breathe out. So we're going to breathe in for 4. Hold it, and then breathe out. Breathe in for 4. Hold it, and then breathe out. Guys, this is really good if you're ever feeling anxious or you're not feeling calm. It really does help. So guys, get up. We're going to do a little bit of jumping around now, which will be good. Just to get you all live and awake. Okay. So guys, what we're going to do, we're going to do a bit of social distancing. So you're literally going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, and then you just point your foot. 1, 2, bit of social distancing. Okay. Then we're going to do a bit of punching. Okay. We're going to punch that COVID-19. Punch that COVID-19. Okay. Then we're going to do some star jumps. Star jumps. Okay. Then we're going to be staying alive. Staying alive. Staying alive. Okay. Staying alive. Okay. Then we're going to do some driving. Not to Durham, I hasten to add. Just down to Morrison's. Okay. So here we go. Let's do it. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Social distancing. Social distancing. Come on, guys. Up off that sofa. Okay. Bit of thumping. Punching. Bit of punching. Bit of punching. Bit of star jumps. Star jumps, guys. Come on. Okay. Staying alive. Staying alive. Staying alive! Driving to Durham! No! Okay. Grease lightning. Okay, and again, social distancing. Social distancing. 2 meters apart. Okay, punching that COVID. Come on, get you back into it. Okay. Driving to Durham. Staying alive. Okay. Okay, guys. God, exhausted after all that. Right, so guys, we've got a warm up now, which is really good. Okay, and this is one we did yesterday with a lot of the guys who are now on Zoom with unleashed iPads, which is great. So here we go. Without much further ado, here we go. Let's get rid of this. Right, here we go. Where's my little mouse? Oh, it's so techie here. Oh, what's going on? No! No, what's going on? Hang on a sec. Let me get rid of this. Don't know what's going on here. Hang on a sec. Bit of a tech problem here. Oh, no, no. Oh, no! My screen has frozen for some reason. No, it hasn't. Here we go. Right, here we go. Guys, here we go. Hey guys, so here we are at Club, and it's so good to welcome quite a few new people who haven't been on Zoom before. Danny, May, it's so nice to have you here. Mark, thank you very much. Your dulcet tones.
What, Michael, what?
Wayne, lovely to have you here. Emma, and I think that's, and Joseph. Unfortunately, Joseph got a slight technical hitch with the camera. But Joseph, you are here and we can hear you, so it's lovely to have you here as well. Guys, what we're going to do is we're going to go around the room, and like we normally do, you just say your name and then one word, how you feel. your mood or what's on your mind. One word that describes perhaps your day or your demeanour. Everyone happy with that?
Yeah.
All right. So Joseph, I'm going to start with you, matey, because although we can't see you, you're very much welcome here, and you're very much part of our group. We're so lovely that we can have you with us. So Joe, name and one word.
Okay. Joe said I'm feeling happy.
Good. Emma.
Wayne. Emma and grateful.
This is good. Danny.
Danny and also grateful. So let's choose that one.
Good man.
Amazing.
We're grateful that we can see you, which is lovely. Mark Google.
Definitely beamed in. Mark, beamed in.
This is good. Wayne, Lord Muslim.
I've changed it. Wayne, I'm happy, thank you.
Hey, Wayne.
Nice to see you. Sharon.
Sharon, exuberant.
John.
Tired, I think.
Tired. Bless you.
Yeah.
Neil.
I'm Neil and I'm feeling creative.
This is good.
So I've been writing in my well-being journal.
Hey!
This is great. Good man. Laura.
Laura, and I'm feeling very energetic.
This is good.
Yeah, hey, Laura.
Josie.
I'm Josie, and like John, I'm feeling a bit tired tonight.
Roz.
I'm Roz, and I'm delighted to see everybody.
Yes.
And you, Hero.
Yes. Guys, can I say it's so lovely that we're getting so many people, and we're hoping to get more and more people on Zoom. This is wonderful. So you newbies, fantastic, so good. Guys, as you know, today our special theme is we're talking about duologues, and so our theme is double acts because obviously we're looking forward to Sarah Jane Potts, our interview with her, and obviously we had her husband on, so technically she's like a duo. So guys, just to do that, for this warm-up today, we're going to play a round of this or that, and it's dead easy. Basically, I'll call your name, and then I'll tell you two words, and you've got to say the one that you prefer, okay? So, here's just an example. Martin, dog or cat? Dogs! Right?
Dogs.
No, that's the way.
Right. So, guys, I'm going to call your names one by one. We're going to go around the room. Right. Sharon. Bacon or sausage?
Bacon.
John. Cake or pie?
That me? Oh, what was it again?
Cake or pie?
Cake, probably, although to be
Okay.
fair, it depends what mood I'm in.
Good, good. Emma, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Neil, soup or sandwich?
Sandwich.
Calvin, card game, board game?
Yeah.
Card game or board game?
Board game.
Josie, book or magazine?
Book.
Laura, ninjas or pirates?
Oh, ninjas.
Roz,
And yourself?
TV shows or movies?
Movies.
Mark, Beatles or Rolling Stones?
Rolling Stones.
Yes.
Danny, Danny, laundry
Yes.
or dishes?
Say again?
Laundry or dishes?
Wow. Neither.
Okay. Wayne, perfect teeth or perfect hair?
Ooh.
Yeah. Joseph, ties or t-shirts?
T-shirts.
Sharon, take that or Westlife?
Oh, Westlife. Westlife.
Yes.
John, jazz or classical?
Jazz.
Good man. Neil, shorts or speedos? Pardon?
Body smugglers.
Body smugglers. Okay, Danny, Star Trek or Star Wars?
Me again.
Danny, Star Trek or Star Wars?
Star Wars.
Okay,
Depends which Star Trek is on the new Star Trek or the old one.
anything. Emma, Elsa or Anna?
I don't know either of them really. Elsa?
Okay,
Yeah, I'll say it.
Wayne,
Nah.
Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings.
Mark,
Good man, Wayne.
McDonald's or Burger King?
Burger King.
Roz, porridge or cornflakes?
Porridge.
Calvin, iPhone or Galaxy?
Ooh, I have no clue. Probably iPhone. Or are we talking about chocolate?
Joseph, football or rugby? Joseph,
Football.
good man. Neil, this is an easy one. Darts or pool?
Darts, obviously.
Of course. Josie, Elton John or Queen?
Queen.
Roz, Roz, orange or apple?
Apple.
Sharon, Indian or Chinese?
Chinese.
Emma, Paynton or Brixton?
Brixton.
John, bus or train?
Train.
Train. Neil, Peaky Blinders or Sherlock?
Oh, that's a hard one. Peaky Blinders.
Okay. Danny,
Yes.
Kate
Yes.
Winslet or Julia Roberts?
I've no choice. I don't know. I can't decide.
Okay. Laura, Jimmy Carr or James Corden?
Oh, Jimmy Carr, I'm afraid.
Okay. Josie, Trump or Boris?
Boris. Can't stand Trump.
Yeah.
Emma, Gavin and Stacey or Fleabag?
Neither.
Okay.
I've not watched either of them.
Okay. Joseph, Disney or Marvel?
Disney.
Good man. Roz, Les Mis or Phantom?
Les Mis.
Josie, ducks or geese? Mark Doodle, whales or dolphins?
Dolphins.
Wayne, sight or hearing?
Hearing.
Sharon, hot or cold?
Hot.
John, black or white?
Black.
Black. Whoa, I like black. Calvin, London or Paris?
That's difficult. London.
Laura, Sunday roast or fish and chips?
Ooh. Oh no, come on. That's it depends on the day. So fish and chips. Let's go be any different.
Okay, Rosie, jeans or trousers?
Jeans.
Sharon, Prince William or Prince Harry?
Oh, Harry.
Prince Harry.
Emma, the son or the male?
Male.
Okay.
This sounds funnier.
Danny, Porsche or Jaguar?
Oh, Jaguar, I think.
Okay, and the
British.
last one, I'm going to say Roz, gardening or ironing?
No contest. Gardening.
Good.
Okay.
All right, well, lovely. Well done. Very revealing. Black, John, I like it. The dad thing is good. Listen, guys, well done. Thank you so much. Lovely to see you all. And what is great having you all on like this, because it does mean that we can start rehearsing. The plan is we're going to start doing proper rehearsing with scripts, and we're going to actually write stuff, and we're going to do it via Zoom. So the more people get on Zoom, the better. So can I just say, well done, everyone. It's so lovely to see you. We've got to finish now because we've got the rest of the club to go. But can I say, Wayne, lovely to see you.
Likewise.
Danny.
Nice one, mate. Superman.
Emma.
Yay!
Joseph, I know we can't see you, but you're there.
Yeah.
Joseph, we've loved having you, mate. Neil.
Yeah, mate.
John.
Hello. Or goodbye, even.
Yeah. Sharon. We'll be talking to you later. I'll be ringing you up, lovely, all right? Laura.
See you later, guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Joseph. Roz. Mark.
Bye, guys.
Speak to you later. Well done, guys. Take care. Okay, wasn't that fab? Right, guys, just going to set up the next thing, and then we're going to do something fun. Okay, so I'm just going to set up the next thing, so it's all ready for us to go. But yeah, wasn't that fab? What is so great is that obviously now that we've got these iPads that we're trying to get out there, for people who perhaps didn't have access to the internet, it does mean now that we can actually get everyone involved. So this is really fab. This is really fab. Okay, right, so here we go. Right, next part. So, guys, what we're going to do now is we're going to have a quick game before we have the interview, the big interview with Sarah Jane Potts. We're going to have a quick game of charades. I just thought it'd be fun. We've got a quiz as well to come out. It's action-packed this morning. There's so much. And it's so good to see you all, guys. Blair, good to see you. Ross, Emma, Angela. This is great. So, guys, we're going to do a very quick round of charades. And these are all films, but they have 2 in the title. Okay, so they all have 2 in the title. So here's the first one. Obviously, it's a film. So here we go. It's 4 words. 4 words. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. The second word is 2. I'm going to give you that. Something 2, then a little word. Okay. So the first word. Okay. The fourth word. Anyone got it? Anyone got it yet? Okay, I'll do it again. Okay, it's 4 words. Second word is 2. Okay, third word is a small word. The first word. Okay. Neil, Back to the Future. Well done, mate. Right, number 2. Here we go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, this is 6 words. 6 words. And again, it's a film. Okay. And the fourth word, okay, the fourth word is 2. I'm giving you that. The fourth word is 2. Okay. Alexa, you got it. Margie, you got it. Calvin, you got it. This is good. This is great. Sharon. Okay. So the fourth word is 2. Okay. So the first word. Okay, you see that? Okay, it's the first word. Okay, that's the first word. Okay, right. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth word. Okay, that's the 5th word. Okay, the 6th word. All right, you got that? So, first word. Okay, second word sounds like something you put on, okay? Emma, lock, stock and two smoking barrels. Well done, Emma. This is good. Okay, right. Here's another one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, this is 7 words. 7 words. It's a film, okay? And it's the 6th word is 2. 6th word is 2. Okay, so the first word. Okay, second word, small word. Third word, small word. Okay, small word. So it's small word, small word. Fourth word. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, fifth word, small word. Sixth word, 2. 7th word. Anyone got it? Anyone got it? Anyone got it? Okay, first word. Second word. Second word. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Well done, Neil. This is good. Okay, fourth one. Here we go. It's a film. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 5 words. 5 words. 5 words. Okay. And 2 is the fourth word. Fourth word. Okay. So the first word is a little one. A little word. Okay. Second word. Okay. Okay, you get that? Okay. Third word, small word. Okay. Fourth word, 2. Okay. Okay. Anyone got this? Anyone got this yet? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth word. How am I going to do this? Tale of Two Cities. Calvin, thank you so much, because I was just about to do sounds like, which I didn't do. Okay. Right, here we go. So the last one. Now, this is a Steve Martin film. I used to love this when I was a teenager. This is great. Okay. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. It's 5 words. Okay. And the fourth word is 2. Okay. So the first word, little word. Okay. Okay. The second word is, okay. The third word, okay, is another sort of, how do I do that with, okay, I'll do the last word, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth word, okay. Anyone got it? Father of the Bride, not quite. Look, the last one, okay, it's got to have 2 in it. It's got to have 2 in it, don't forget, guys. Okay, there's something, 2 somethings. Okay, I'm going to give you the fifth word. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? The man without a brain. The Man with 2 Brains. The Man with 2 Brains. Great film, Steve Martin. Classic. Okay, guys. Right, so we have got what you're all waiting for now. And now we have got, okay, we're going to have the interview that I did a couple of weeks ago with Sarah Jane Potts. Sarah Jane Potts, lovely person. She and her husband, they're friends with Alexa. I think Alexa's just edited Joseph's book. And I mean, my goodness, she's been in so much. She was in Kinky Boots, she was in Holby, she was in Casualty, she was in the American version of Broadchurch. Really interesting person. So without further ado, I'm going to now put on the interview that we did a couple of weeks ago with Sarah Jane Potts. Oh my goodness, so it's really exciting, guys. We have Sarah Jane Potts with us, who is a real actress. Oh my goodness, we had her husband, Joseph, on a couple of weeks ago. And Sarah, it's so lovely for you to join us today. Thank you so much dropping into Unleashed. You know, a lot of people recognise you. I mean, my goodness, you've done so much telly. You know, and I know the guys are really excited about this interview. So, Sarah Jane, it'd be lovely for you to tell us sort of how you got into this game, because although you're sort of famous for, you know, Holby and Casualty, Waterloo Road, and Grace Point, the American version of Broadchurch, and oh my goodness, pardon?
What's a hit?
What? Did it bomb? I don't know. Broadchurch was good here, but anyway. No, seriously, and you know, Sugar Rush, you've done some really amazing stuff and really varied parts. But you didn't go the usual route, did you? You didn't go to drama school or anything like that? Tell us how you got into this game.
Well, I'm from Bradford, up in West Yorkshire, and you know, from a very sort of working class background and family and stuff. So even knowing when I knew kind of 12, 13, 14 that I'd love to do drama and I'd love to pursue it as a career, the options were very minimal because A, there wasn't the funding there, and B, there wasn't a whole lot of encouragement to be able to carry that dream that you had out of your geographical location. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're good at it and stuff, but you were born in Bradford and you'll stay in Bradford and you'll probably die in Bradford. You know.
I hear that you sort of did a bit of campaigning to actually get yourself into a drama school. Is this correct?
Well, yeah. So I was, you know, you're assigned to a local school, aren't you? And it's the school that's in your catchment area. And this was way before parents were moving houses to get their kids into decent schools. They were just like, that's the school you go into. I don't give a shit what it's like. You go into that school. So I got sent to an unbelievably horrible comprehensive school. And I sort of knew within the first couple of months of being there, if I didn't make some kind of change, I would just have to get with the program. And that didn't mean getting an education. It meant probably, and I mean this with all due respect, becoming a drug addict and dropping out of education. There wasn't another way at that school. It didn't have options except being naughty. So I stuck it out for a year. So I'd have been from 13 to 14. And then I had friends that lived in other towns because I've been doing like Amdram stuff, you know, since I was, like 10. Things that you see in the paper, local summer schools of drama groups that happen in them. I've been involved for a good few years in this amazing, I don't think they do it anymore, this amazing project they used to do in Bingley, called the Bingley Summer Youth Project, and it was for kids that were 8 to 18, and it had a proper director, proper kind of producer, proper musical director, but essentially around that they had to audition, cast, get an orchestra, get the kids that were going to do props and all the stage management stuff, and produce this crop of really talented kids in all different fields to do with theatre, to put this show on in 3 weeks in the summer holidays. And they were amazing. They were amazing shows. So I'd done that for a good couple of years and a couple of other things and stuff. So I had a few friends that didn't live just in Bradford at that point. And I had a friend, Paul, who was going to a school in Leeds called Intake High School. And it was a regular high school, but alongside the national curriculum, it ran like a performing arts course. But you didn't have to pay. It wasn't like a stage school. It was a performing arts course alongside your national curriculum. But you did have to audition to get in. It was like they wouldn't just accept anybody. And he said, oh, we're doing our big school production. We're doing Jesus Christ Superstar. I thought, wow, that's grown up. And he went, I'm playing Jesus. And I quite fancied this guy. So I thought, I've got to get myself to go see Jesus. I've got to do this. I've got to do it. So I persuaded, I can't even remember whether it was my mom and dad. Maybe it was just my dad because my mum didn't really drive. I think I persuaded my dad to take me. And I remember sitting in this auditorium at this little school, watching this show. And I just thought, I've got to get to this school. Because if I can get to this school, I've actually got a chance at doing this for a living. And I don't know where that came from, that sense of resolve or that sense of absolute knowing that that was what had to happen. So I campaigned, I got an audition, they accepted me, and then they said, oh, and by the way, you need your council to agree to it because they have to send the funding for you from Bradford to Leeds.
Oh my goodness.
You also need to get yourself here, and it was 4 buses a day, and you need to pay for that. And you need to get your parents' permission signed on this letter. So I was like, right, one thing at a time, let's rate this in order of difficulty. So I was like, council, transportation, parents. Because at that point, I didn't really give a shit. I was like, I can forge this if I have to, it's not really an issue. But I thought if I got all the big things done, then I could go to them with this package and go, listen, this potential problem is fixed, done it. This one also fixed. Could you just sign this, please? Thank you very much. And that's kind of what I did. I went to my council. I had to stand there in front of 5 men and say, my name is Sarah Jane Potts and I'm 14 years old and I'd like to be sent to a different town to go to school. And they went, no, categorically not. So then I went to the local paper and I said, my council are refusing to give me the education I think I deserve because it's in a town that they... And so they ran this story, and then the council very quickly changed their mind. But because they'd run this story, then everybody sort of wants in on the we're a good person campaign. So I ended up getting sponsored by the local bus company, the rider, I think at that time. And I shit you not, they gave me a free bus pass for 3 years for my entire schooling.
Wow.
Because my parents couldn't have afforded that.
That's so good. That's so good.
4 buses a day, every day for however many days you go to school, it ends up being a lot of money. So that was the start of me actively, I think, putting into place some of the cogs that I thought needed to be turned to enable me to be in a situation where I could be potentially seen, and more importantly, I could learn. Yeah. And I could be around like-minded people, because I think that's one of the most important things. You can be that salmon that's swimming upstream all of the time, but you're going to get tired eventually. And no one's an island, and you can't do it all on your own and not be supported. So even just to be in a situation in a school where the other kids on that performing arts course all wanted to do the same thing, for very different reasons, obviously, but they were all sort of pushing towards a common goal. That for me was a huge thing, because I'd just been in a school where you were getting your head flushed down the toilet and in teachers' cars and setting them on fire.
But you actually started working professionally while you were at school, didn't you? Because you actually drop out of your A levels and star in, get a part in Meet.
What have you been reading?
Oh gosh, well, good done. But didn't you? I mean, you didn't go the usual route, and so you dropped out of A levels and you got this first job, and then you just progressed from there.
My first professional job was while I was still at that school, so it was in between. It was called Children's Ward, which was a brilliant children's drama about a children's ward in a hospital. But it was one of those kind of cult shows because it was Russell T Davies, and it was just a brilliant show for bringing to light things that weren't getting talked about for young people. Storylines with AIDS, storylines with homosexuality, storylines with drug addiction, things that nobody else was touching, kind of apart from Grange Hill, and that had been off for years. And I got that part through my school, through them coming to watch drama, some of our drama sessions, because they knew the kind of people that they wanted to cast. So I was 16 then, and I just finished sitting all my GCSEs. And they always had to do it in the summer holidays because of all the kids that were in it because of school. So I went off to Manchester to do my first professional gig. I found myself at Granada, which sadly is no longer. Granada Studios on this set of a hospital, and it was like a different life. And then I wasn't expected to get very good GCSE results. and bizarrely, I got really good results. So they asked me to stay and do my A-levels, and I was like, no, thanks. I'm going to come back to school for to study when I can be living my life and
But I mean, you have. It looks like you've worked sort of consistently right through. You know, I mean, every year. You know, in really.
Yeah, you always make it try to look like that.
Pardon?
You always make him try it look like that. It's not necessarily the case.
But what do you? I mean, obviously, you have ended up working in a lot of we don't call them soaps, do we? What are they called? What's the technical name for soaps?
Dramas.
What are they called?
Continuing dramas.
That's it, continuing dramas. I like Waterloo Road and Casualty.
Yeah.
But obviously, what you're probably most famous for is your character in Holby, Eddie McKee. I mean, this is bizarre, but I mean, I've actually had a couple of walk-ons on Casualty. So when they were filming it in Bristol, with a couple of lines, so I know, my gosh, that is like it's a really long day. And I think you were signed up for like a year's contract initially, and you were sort of headhunted from America. I mean, what's it like actually? What was it like getting that part? And what's it like being in something for such a long time, where you become really recognisable, and you know, it's like never ending?
The work part of it is pretty intense on shows like that, because it's like one of those sort of, it's like a treadmill that you jump on, and it's quite difficult to get off because you've got a certain page count, you've got a certain amount of scenes that you have to get shot in a day. And those scenes are of a certain length. So you look on your call sheet that day and you'll see that you have 9 pages of drama to shoot. And in real time, that's an entire day. That's like a 12-hour day. EastEnders do 25 pages a day.
My goodness.
So that's how quickly they move. I mean, they shoot their rehearsals, they move so quick.
So Jane, when do you actually learn your lines though? Because obviously it's quite intense, because it's like 6 days a week. I mean, it's pretty intense.
No, actually, Holby's really good. It's 5, so you get your weekends off. But I was the person in the cast that lived the furthest away from the studios. So I had about a 4.5-hour commute every day.
Oh my goodness.
It'd take me a little under 2 hours on the way there, and much longer on the way back. Except dash home to see my kid.
I mean, you did something like 60 episodes or something ridiculous, and that's where you met your husband, is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, I auditioned him.
You're kidding me.
They had this idea that they wanted to introduce this kind of new couple on Holby, that they wanted to write this couple that weren't necessarily stereotypical, and it wasn't necessarily successful. So they had these 2 guys that they liked, and I was on set one day and they said, oh, we're going to let you off early because we need you to go up to what other ward it was. I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember what it was. Because we want you to read in with these 2 guys like a chemistry test. The scene you want to, they've learned it, you don't have to learn it. I went, okay. So I went off, and I can be quite grumpy sometimes, especially if I'm tired, and I think I turned up being quite grumpy, and one of the guys was really, really attractive, and I can remember just being quite sort of bowled over by how attractive he was, and all my sense left the building, including my discretion as to whether or not he was actually talented. And so I did the reading with that guy, and then Joe came in, and I did my reading with Joe, who was great, but very different. And then I went home, and they called me, the producers called me, and they said, oh, who do you choose? And I shamefully chose the really good looking guy, not even thinking ahead to the fact of, I'm going to have to work with this guy for a year. I was just like, no, what was I going to do just with this attractive guy? I'd have been so bored. And I went, the other guy, not Joe. And I didn't push for Joe. I didn't champion Joe. And they went, okay, great, thanks. And they cast Joe, which was obviously the best thing that they could have done.
So basically, he got the part of Luke, and you were Eddie. And I mean, the papers loved you. I mean, for about 18 months, you were what called Team Lenny. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, your character character. I mean, what I quite liked about reading up about you is that you said that the first 3 years of your your career, you seem to be always playing. Where is it? It's like dirty, scruffy, ill or tarty parts. And that, you sort of, a lot of the parts that you tend to get cast in tend to be sort of quite edgy or sort of slightly quirky characters. And your character in Holby was quite quirky, wasn't she?
Very much, but that's kind of how they lured me in, because I wasn't that interested in doing Holby. I was really quite scared of committing myself to a long running show because I'd never done that. The longest I'd ever been in something was when I did Casualty. And that was 6 months, but it wasn't as a regular character. She came in and out of the episodes, and I could kind of handle that. I used to have this real fear that I think you'd get typecast, or that you get bored, or I just wasn't. I was more interested with recreating new things all the time.
Yeah.
New characters, new adventures, So,
sorry, carry on.
So I was kind of like, oh no, I'm not really interested in this. Well, I had a show at the time, which was my favourite show ever, called Nurse Jackie. I don't know whether you've ever seen it. It's an American show and it stars Edie Falco. And she is a really dysfunctional drug addict, but she's a nurse and she's an amazing nurse. And she manages to keep this addiction and this other, she has like 2 lives. She manages to keep that life very separate from her family. She's got 2 little girls and a husband. She's amazing at her job, but she has 2 lives. And she cannot get through a day. And she steals all her meds from, well, not all of them. She gets a lot of her meds from the hospital. And then she sends off to these various places in other countries where you can be sent certain things. And I love that show. I love that kind of real mirror image of what you can present to the world and then what can be really going on. And they said, we want it to be like Nurse Jackie. We want it to be like Edie Falco. And I went, oh, now you've got me.
Yeah. So I mean, your character actually, I mean, talking about addiction, I mean, obviously your character, you and Joe's character, I mean, were really high profile for quite a while in Holby. But your character, the scriptwriters wrote that you became addicted to prescription drugs. Yeah. And obviously, I mean, Holby, they deal with very real issues. I mean, what was your take on all that in terms of playing a character like that?
I think one of my main concerns was that it was done as transparently and as honestly as possible, and that one thing that you don't want to do is glorify something without showing also that every action has a consequence. So I was very aware that I wanted it to be as responsible as possible, because I think it's important that we do, especially when you're in somebody's living room for an hour every single week.
But you were, because your character was actually written out to go to rehab, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Which I thought was really interesting. How did that happen? Because I think the scriptwriters knew that your character was going to be sort of not there forever when it was written. How did? I mean, were you? They kept it really quiet when you actually left Holby, which was a massive shock for your fans, because you had loads of people writing in, and there was nothing in the paper, and then you just disappeared. I mean, how did you feel about that? Was it just given to you that actually your contract is ended and your character's going to be written out? So, I mean, how did they work that?
When I signed my contract, I said that I'd only do a year, because after that year, I knew my plan was, and part of the reason I took the job was to get a bit of financial security, because I was moving back to America with my son. And so I thought, I'll do the show for a year, we'll get a bit financially stable, and then we'll be in a much better position when we go to America. And then I spent a year there, and then they asked me if I'd sign for another year, and I said, no, I have plans. And they said, well, would you sign for another 6 months so we can write you a really good exit storyline?
Yeah.
And I'll do another 6 months, but I have to be out of here by July. So that was basically it. They knew I was going to leave. They didn't want to tell anybody, and then wanted the storyline to be a big surprise.
Yeah. So were you very sad to leave? I mean, because obviously, presumably, if you're working on a drama, like, I mean, you were in the American version of Broadchurch, Grace Points. Yeah. I mean, it must be very different when you're signing up a contract where you know that there's like 10 episodes to actually signing your life away to, you know, I mean, how does that work in terms of your own security? I mean,
to be doing a long-running job is amazing for your security, because as an actor, you're never secure. You're constantly walking a tightrope, and that's one of the things I think that drives people insane. I mean, we're a very sensitive and delicate breed of person as we are. Anyway, we, you know, in order to be good at transporting somebody to a different world, you have to be able to permeate and communicate everybody else's feelings. Really, to really excel at doing that, to get people to understand it and have empathy with it. So we take in everything, we permeate everything all the time. It's not just like you turn it on, you're an actor, then you turn it off and you're just a normal person going to do your shopping at Tesco's. You're constantly observing the world. Without that sounding wanky, you just are, you don't even realise you are. But we are very sensitive people. All creatives are sensitive people. I don't think unless we were, we'd have the ability to make people feel.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So you're mixing artistic, creative people with commerce, which never works.
No.
It's not a match made in heaven, is it? It's going to be a disaster, because obviously commerce will usually always win, because we don't need to get into that. So you're a really quite insecure, delicate, sensitive person, putting yourself in a situation where you get told no constantly, and you never know where your next job's coming from, and you don't know where your next wage is coming from. So to be in a long-running show, when you actually don't realise that for a while, you don't, because you're so used to sort of balancing that tightrope of your life. It's only after a couple of months when you look at your bank balance and you realise that not everything that's come in has gone straight back out again. You're actually starting to build something up, and there's a little bit more than a tightrope's width of leeway.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, wow. And then you very quickly realise why people stay in for a very long time.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you get used to that security. And then I think the idea of trying to break free of that is so frightening to them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you do. You see a lot of soap stars who've been there all their life and they've never done anything else. But I mean, my goodness, you've done so many high-profile, interesting pieces of work. You were in Kinky Boots, NYPD Blues, and you're probably most famous for playing Saint in Sugar Rush. I mean, that's an interesting series. But I mean, you know, so varied. And then, of course, you've done quite a bit of theatre work recent years. So, you know, Betrayal and off-Broadway, Tennessee Williams. You know, tell us a bit about your theatre work.
So when I first started acting professionally, after I did my big film that I did when I was 17, which really sort of helped me along the way of getting all these other jobs that I did, because then I got a really good agent and I moved to London and my career really sort of started then. I went straight off to do 2 plays at the Royal Court because I really wanted to do theatre. That was my background, and I thought, yeah, this telly thing's great, this film thing's great, but I want to be in theatre, I want to do musicals, I want to do plays, this is what I want to do. So I went off to the Royal Court, and I had an agent at the time that wasn't particularly supportive, sadly, and to my sort of quite gullible, insecure, naive 17-year-old self, I believed a lot of what she said about how I wasn't ready for theatre, and film was calling my name and TV was out there and I should capitalise on that and be in the young ingenue and all that shit. And I believed it, which wasn't the case. And you find out, don't you, about people years and years down the line and think that everyone has an agenda for something, and her agenda was to make as much money as possible, and she sure as shit wasn't going to do that with all her clients working in theatre. But it really affected me, and so I think she had stopped ever telling me about any theatre availability checks that I got from casting directors, and B, I just lost all my confidence. So, and then yes, because I was being asked to do this show, and then before I finished that filming that show, I'd know what the next one was going to be. I just got caught in that world of working all the time. And then a couple of years ago, we're talking about what, maybe 4 years ago now, 5 years ago, I got to the point with TV and stuff and film where I just I turned 40, and it's a really hard place as a 40-year-old white woman within this business, because people don't really know where to put you, or how to write for you, or how to showcase what it's like to be a middle-aged woman. So you start going for less and less meetings, and the meetings that you do go for are, you know, somebody's wife, or, you know, somebody's mum, or there's no real dynamic. It's starting to change a little now. But then I wasn't seeing any of these really sort of dynamic, strong, forthright women that I played my whole career. They just sort of disappeared. And I had that problem where I still look quite young. So they didn't want me to be the mother because they didn't think I looked old enough, or they'd pair me with somebody that was playing the husband and he looked way older than me. So it didn't match physically. And I couldn't seem to play my age. And you don't want to keep playing younger, because I was celebrating the fact that I was growing and evolving and getting older, and I wanted everybody else to do that with me, but nobody wanted to be in the party. So I got really, really disillusioned with it all, and I was kind of like, I don't want to do this anymore. I think I'm done. I think I just want to learn how to have an allotment and drink lots of whiskey and read a lot of books, and I'll be all right with that. I'll figure out a way to make money somehow. And Joe went, okay. He said, but can I please implore you before you knock it all on the head just to do theatre again? It had been 25 years at this point. That's a long time. I mean, usually actors will intersperse theatre with a career. Maybe 5 years they'll do a play. Another 7 years they'll do a play. You know, they don't let it go for that amount of time, which is just testament to how scared I must have been. And he said, please, 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 please do a play before you knock it on the head, because I think you'd be pleasantly surprised at what you'd get back from it. And so I went to Exeter and I did Betrayal with me.
Great play, great play.
Amazing play. I mean, there's nothing like grabbing a bull by the horns and doing a play that only involves 3 people, that goes backwards chronologically in time, and most of the scenes are 10 to 11 pages long. I mean, piece of piss, right? So I went down to Exeter to do that, and we rehearsed for 4 weeks. And there's such a, as you know, as everyone in your group knows, that the collaboration, the community of a rehearsal space and a safe space and a place where you can just be and make mistakes and be stupid and say something stupid, but everyone goes, yeah, that's noted, but it's crap, but it's noted, you know, it's not work. To be collaborative and to have just a safe space where you can fail, because it's not really failing, is it? Everything's just an experiment. It was kind of mind-blowing after all that time, because you don't really get much of that at all on TV. It's you sort of turn up, you do it and you leave. So you can end up feeling very much like somebody else's puppet.
Yeah.
Whereas on stage, no one can control you. Yes, you're supposed to say your lines. Yes, you're supposed to wear a certain costume. Yes, you're supposed to be in a certain place at a certain time, but you don't have to. So there's there's like this childlike mischievousness that you get to fuck with it a bit. Oh, sorry, Milan, let's swear.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. It's fine.
But you have, it's just, I love the rehearsal room in a theatre thing. I just think it's an amazing meeting of souls.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've been present to unbelievable things coming out of that.
Yeah.
And it's not just about what the outcome of it is, like the end product. It's the whole process. So you could go off to do a play, and what you get out of your rehearsal process has enhanced you so much as a human being that it's almost like you get the gift of it. It's not about what you then give to your audience. It's you have had this experience throughout something. So yeah, I went off to do that after 25 years. Which was terrifying. I mean, the scariest I think I've ever felt in my adult life.
So Sarah Jane, are you sort of taking a break and just doing the odd bits that come up, or I mean,
Well, see, we've had this, I don't know whether you know, but we've had this like global pandemic, which has meant everyone's not being able to work and stuff. So yeah, essentially for about 11 weeks I've been taking a break.
Yeah.
No. I'm not. I was right in the middle of doing a new Netflix show when everybody had to go into lockdown. So we had to stop production.
What was that? What is it?
It's I'm not allowed to say the title because it hasn't been officially announced yet. But it's about ice skating and ice hockey.
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
And also because nothing's been released yet because we were only 3/4 of the way through shooting, so we haven't had a finished product yet that's been presented back to Netflix. So
is that being shot in this country or in?
It is. We've got it all at the big ice rink in Sheffield.
Oh, okay. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. Well, look, listen, Sarah Jane, thank you so much for joining us. I tell you, it's been an absolute thrill having you here and hearing. You know, I could sit here for hours and chat to you. I really could.
Well, Bob, they'd be like, fucking turn her off. Let's have
No, it's been brilliant. And like I said to Joe as well, you know, we're probably going to be like this, I would have thought, till at least November. So, you know, maybe you could come on and perhaps give us some tips and we could do perhaps a sort of mini workshop type of thing with yourself and Joe, perhaps later on in the year.
Anybody wants to do a Q&A or, do you know what I mean? Like, let me know what we can do and how we can help.
That'd be great. But listen, thank you so much for coming today. You know, it's a big thrill for our guys. And it's really good because, you know, what we do is community theatre. So to have some professionals come in and share what they've been up to is a big thrill. So bless you.
It's all the same, though.
I know it is. I know it is. But
it's all the same. And I wish that everybody would think like that. Yeah. Just because I've been lucky enough and privileged enough to do the type of things that I've done and get paid the money I've been paid. It's like it's still all about community and what you
that's very kind. Well, listen, Sarah Jane, you guys keep safe and we'll keep in touch and hopefully you'll come on again. That'd be great. Oh, listen, take care. You've got to go. Bye then.
Bye.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Isn't that fab? Really interesting person. Really, really interesting person. Oh my goodness. So the plan is that we will hopefully have them back in the autumn. They come and do perhaps a bit of you know, workshop stuff with us. We've got other people lined up as well, so it's good. So guys, what we're going to do now is we're going to have a little quiz. And our quizmeister today is none other than the lovely James Paul, who is hopefully going to be joining us. We're going to ring him up. But today's double acts is all double acts. So if you want to do this little quiz, the way it works is it's the specialist subject. So today's specialist subject is, of course, double acts. So guys, if you want to get a pencil and paper, I'm going to go through, there's 10 questions, and then we're going to get James on the phone, and then we will, he'll give us the answers, hopefully. So here we go. Question 1. Which famous female comedy duo were married to Adrian Edmondson and Lenny Henry? And one of them lives in Devon. Which famous female comedy duo were married to Adrian Edmondson and Lenny Henry? Okay. Question 2. What famous aging rival actresses, which famous rival actresses played showbiz sisters in the 1960s horror film Whatever Happened to Baby Jane? Okay. Which famous aging rival actresses played showbiz sisters in the 1960s horror film Whatever Happened to Baby Jane? Question 3. The West End hit play, The Play What I Wrote, was a tribute to which famous TV double act? The West End hit play, The Play What I Wrote, was a tribute to which famous TV double act? Question 4. Which famous comedy double act, where the female plays a little boy, have made their home in Torquay? And I've met them. Which famous comedy double act, where the female plays a little boy have made their home in Torquay? Okay, question 5. These are mostly theatrical, drama-y ones, you know, related in some way. So question 5. What is the name of Samuel Beckett's famous play featuring 2 tramps named Vladimir and Estragon? What is the name of Samuel Beckett's famous play featuring 2 tramps named Vladimir and Estragon? Okay, question 6. Brad Pitt's first film was in a road movie where the 2 female characters drive off a cliff at the end. What was the name of the film? I'll read that again. Brad Pitt's first film was in a road movie where the 2 main female characters drive off a cliff at the end. What was the name of the film? Question 7. Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman breathed new life into a famous literary detective and his sidekick on television. Who did they play? Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman breathed new life into a famous literary detective and his sidekick on television. Who did they play? Question 8. What is the name of the superhero who has a sidekick named after a garden bird? What is the name of the superhero who has a sidekick named after a garden bird? Question 9. Which hit comedy drama is set in Billericay and Barry Island in Wales? What's occurring? Okay. What is the name of the superhero who has a... Which hit comedy drama is set in Billericay and Barry Island in Wales? And the last question, question 10. What is the name of arguably the most iconic comedy double act in film history who appeared in 106 films together? Right. So let's just get young James Paul on the telling bone. On the telling bone. Right. Let's get him here. Here we go.
Hello, Martin.
James, how are you, mate?
I'm okay.
Good man. How's it going today? How's it going today?
Have I been today?
Yeah, how have you been today?
I'm okay. Yeah, I haven't been out yet, but I might go out.
Oh, I know the weather's horrible, isn't it? The weather's really horrible. What's happened to all the lovely weather? Now, James, you are our specialist subject answer master today. Okay, so tell me, we're going to go through these, and you've got to give us the answers. Is that okay, mate?
Yeah.
Good man.
I seem to be echoing.
Good man. Right, here we go. Question 1, James. Which famous female comedy duo were married to Adrian Edmondson and Lenny Henry?
Oh, that would be obviously Dawn French and Jennifer Saunders.
Yeah, well done. Good man. Question 2. Have you got the telly on, James?
I have the TV on, but hang on. I've turned it off now. Is that better?
Just turn it down, mate. That's fine. That's all good. Which famous aging rival actresses played showbiz sisters in the 1960s horror film Whatever Happened to Baby Jane?
Well, it's going back quite a while, and I think it is Betty Davis and Joan Crawford.
Betty.
And am I right in saying in the film one of them was in a wheelchair?
She was, Joan Crawford. Oh my goodness, it's a terrifying film. I remember seeing it when I was young. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Can I just tell you this as well?
Please
can
do.
You hear me?
I can.
You've heard of Pepsi Cola, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, the vice president of Pepsi Cola in the 1950s was married to Joan Crawford.
I did know that, actually. I did know that because... yeah, carry on.
And when her husband died, she took on his role at Pepsi Cola.
I didn't know that. No, I didn't know that. My goodness.
Yeah, she was married to, the vice president of Pepsi Cola.
Oh, my goodness. My goodness. Well, Okay, James, this is good. I knew you'd know all these because these are like, you know, classic films and double acts and what have you. Question 4.
Yeah.
Which famous double... Question 3. The West End hit play, The Play What I Wrote, was a tribute to which famous TV double act?
Oh, that was Eric Morecambe and Ernie Wise.
Morecambe and Wise. Well done. Well done, mate.
And talking of statues, I think Eric Morecambe came from Morecambe, and that's where he got his surname from.
Okay.
And I think there's a statue to him up in Morecambe as an honour.
There is.
So let's hope it's still there.
I don't think he was involved with the slave trade. At least I hope not.
No. And that was unbelievable. And I did make at least one film, and I think it was called The Intelligence Men.
I didn't know that. I
think I did, yeah.
Good man. Right, question 4, James. Which famous comedy double act where the female plays a little boy have made their home in Torquay?
Well, that would be the Crankies. And incidentally, as you just said, they were actually married.
They were.
And they did. To each other they was married, and they did children's programmes.
They did. The Crankies. Yeah, lovely people, actually.
Yeah.
They've done a lot of charity stuff. I've met them at charity stuff down here. Lovely people.
Yeah,
okay.
Just like her.
And didn't she fall out off a beanstalk in Panto and injure herself? I think, about 10 years ago.
Sure, possibly, but there was
yeah, I think she did.
Energetic in their stage shows, I believe.
Yeah. Right, question 5. We need to whack on. What is the name of Samuel Beckett's famous play featuring 2 tramps named Vladimir and Estragon?
Well, to be honest, I don't really know that, and that is not in my memory. I might know the answer when you give it me, that I've heard of it.
It's waiting for...
I couldn't say I would know it religiously.
It's waiting for Godot, James.
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I've not really, got it in my memory.
It's a pretty dull play. It's basically 2 tramps waiting for Godot. Nothing happens. Typical Samuel Beckett. Yeah, not a lot of drama in that one. Right, question 6. Brad Pitt's first film was a road movie where the 2 main female characters drive off a cliff at the end. What was the name of the film?
The name of the film?
Yeah.
Well, I should know this because I've got 2 daughters, and my eldest daughter has got a middle name, Louise.
Yep.
And my youngest daughter, it's her first name, Louise. So I'm guessing, and I think it must be Thelma and Louise.
It is Thelma and Louise. Well done. Well done. Right, question 7. Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman breathed new life into the famous literary detective and his sidekick on television. Who did they play?
Well, they've played, and I've been watching it today, but not with them in. I've been watching Sherlock Holmes and Dr. John Watson.
That's the one. That's the one. Sherlock Holmes and Watson. Question 8, James. What is the name of the superhero as a sidekick named Garden Bird?
That would have to be Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin. Well done. Right.
Can you hear me?
I can. Question 9. Which hit comedy drama set in Billericay and Barry Island in Wales?
Well, I'm guessing this is the one where they've met in London, and it ends up as being Gavin and Stacey.
Gavin and Stacey. Yeah, Gavin and Stacey, well done. And the final one, James. What is the name of arguably the most iconic double act in film history who appeared in 106 films together?
Well, that is Laurel and Hardy. And can I just mention a couple of things about them?
Yeah, please do, very quickly.
In America, I think that was the first duo on This Is Your Life, Laurel and Hardy.
Okay.
You know, the series, This Is Your Life.
Yes, Eamon Andrews.
That was the first double act, I think, on This Is Your Life in the 1950s.
Oh, my goodness. Well, look, listen, James.
Can you hear me?
I can. Listen, James, we're going to have to hurry along, I'm afraid, because we've still got a bit to do. We've only got 10 minutes left. But listen, James.
Oh, sorry.
No. It's lovely to hear you, mate. It's really lovely to hear your voice. And obviously, we're hoping to get you an iPad so that we can see your lovely face and you can join in the Zoom. So that's coming this week, mate, all right?
Yeah. Thank you, and thanks for calling.
Oh, bless you. Lovely to hear you, James. Do you want to say hello to everyone?
Yeah. And my marks today, 9 out of 10.
Good man. 9 out of 10. Well done. Okay, well done,
Okay.
mate. Well done.
Okay, bye.
All right, take care.
Bye,
Take
bye.
care. That's good. Right, guys, we are running out of time. Sorry. We have a new avatar today. Look, it's Claudia. And she's got her diary. Can you see that? Claudia in her diary. So I'm going to ring Claudia. We were going to do a bit about duologues, which we are going to do. Can I just say, two people, Sharon, lovely Mark, have both written duologues, which we are going to work on, and we're going to work up and cast and actually get to be, to produce. If you look at this thing called Staged, which was on last night, have a little look at it on Catch Up, because they're actually rehearsing and doing the whole thing via Zoom. Really fascinating, really fascinating. Two great actors. So let's get Claudia Streets on the phone, and she's going to read a poem for us. So I need to get her on. This is great. Where are we? Right, Claudia. Right, here we go. Right, here we go. Claudia. Hopefully she's there. So with her new avatar. She said to me, I said, you're going to have your avatar. She said, can I keep it when we come out of lockdown? Yeah, of course you can.
Hello?
Claudia.
Hi.
Hi, I'm sorry I'm late. I'm sorry I'm later than I said I was going to be, but we're here. How are you?
Right.
How are you, lovely?
Yeah, I'm fresh. Nice.
Good. Look, I've got your avatar here. You're smiling at everyone.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've been watching the show.
Can you see it? Can you see yourself waving? Look, you've got your diary here, Claudia. Look.
Yeah, no, I've seen it. I have turned the screen off.
Good.
There was an interference. You know, it's not quite the same.
Yeah, this is good. We're sort of running out of time. So listen, lovely. You've got a poem for us, haven't you? That I think Joe.
By Joe.
That Joe's written, yeah. But I really liked it. So are you able to tell it us over the phone, lovely?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, when you're ready.
Okay. Untitled Poem by Joe. I have lived in this town all of my life. I have hundreds of children, but have no wife. I have some friends that stay all night, but they always go when it gets light. I see some friends during the day, but if I could, I would chase them away. In my long life, I have seen it all. I have seen buildings rise and buildings fall, so many that I could not count them all. Some say I'm very old, but that is a story yet to be told. You may be wondering who I might be. Why did I not tell you? I am a tree.
A tree. That's really good. That's really good, Claudia. I love it. It's a bit of a riddle. It's a bit of a riddle, isn't it? Yeah, Joe did it. No, but really good. Like I said, we're going to keep all of these. We're going to keep all these together, and we're going to put them in a scrapbook, so that when we do our COVID celebration of being able to be together and give everyone a big hug, then we're going to have all these bits together, and we're going to have all the avatars. By the time we come out, we're going to have an avatar of literally everyone. But I have to say, I'm particularly pleased with your one. Look, and you're carrying your diary, Claudia.
Can I keep my avatar?
When we finish,
Can I keep my avatar?
When we come out of it, I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can.
Thank you.
All right, lovely. Listen, nice to hear you. Have a nice week, and we will see you soon. All right.
And you. Thank you.
Take care. Bye. Oh, bless her. That's really good. Well, guys, I was going to ring Sharon. I was going to ring Mark and just talk about the duologues that they've done, because obviously we are doing this writing a duologue challenge. We've sort of moved on from our COVID songs. We've had so many COVID songs, which has been really fab. These duologues, really great. One, Sharon's written one. I'm just going to explain very, very quickly. She's written one, which is a dialogue between, a duologue between Dominic Cummings and his mother. Okay, about why the press are being so horrible to him. Really interesting. Very, very funny. Very, very topical. Mark, bless him. Mark Tootle. Here we are. It's Mark Tootle. Mark Tootle! I think I should give him some clothes, actually, because he was the very first one I ever made. And look, it looks like he's completely naked apart from his bow tie. So, Mark, I think maybe I need to put some clothes on you because it's a bit shocking that you're appearing every week nude on our show. He's done one about a couple of cave people, the Ugg family, caveman who are locked down in their cave. It's very, very, very funny. So, guys, we are going to finish now. We'll finish this a few moments early. But, guys, do use your book, okay? Your well-being journal. You should have all received this now. So all you regular guys should have received this now. It's nice to see Neil bigging it up at the beginning of the club, saying how he's filling it in. There's loads to do in here. There's breathing exercises. There's how to relax your body. There's colouring. There's just how to really sort of look after yourself. It's a really lovely book. So beautifully produced. So, you know, please use it. But guys, we're going to finish now. It's been a great morning. Lovely things up the side here, guys. Really lovely to... Martin, nice to see you. So nice to see you guys. I know a lot of people have been watching this after it's been on. We save it and then we put it onto YouTube so you can see it at YouTube. So they're all being saved for posterity. So next week, more fun and games. Keep the old duologues coming and we're going to work out how we're actually going to cast them and how we're actually going to film them. But hope you keep well, keep safe. Wear your mask on the public transport. I think from next week it is actually... it's by law. You've got to wear your mask. So it's got to be done. Keep social distancing. Keep safe. And guys, we'll see you all next time. Have a good week. And guys, like I said, if anyone needs anything, if you just need to talk to someone, you've got Margie's, you've got Joseph's, you've got Calvin's, you've got my number. Give us a call. But until next week, we'll see you soon. Take care. God bless.